All right. Hello, everyone. I apologize for being late. I was just talking to an amazing woman in our community who just joined our Frenza family. So I do really apologize for being late on this live webinar that I'm doing today. For those of you that are watching live or that were waiting for me, I truly apologize for the delay. But I am super excited to be here again with you. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to keep the weight off for good, as this is a very common issue. So for those of you that are watching live right now with me, if you do have any questions or anything like that, I'm going to monitor this on my, hang on a second. What's going on here? What's going on? What is happening with my Facebook? Here we go. I'm going to monitor on my phone here. And if you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to comment in the comment section. Okay. So we are going to be talking about today how to keep the weight off for good. Okay. First of all, want to thank you for being here today. It's truly amazing to see so many women joining this community, women who want to prioritize themselves and taking the leap to do things differently for a different outcome. So over the past month, we've welcomed a lot of new faces into the Friends of Fit community as one-on-one coaching client. We just welcomed someone new today as well too. And I've had some incredible conversations that have really hit home. However, there's still something that needs to be talked about, something so many women are struggling with. It's really the most important piece of the entire puzzle, yet it's often missing from nearly every program out there. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. So I've spoken with so many women who've shared their experiences with various programs, things that they've tried on their own. Some of them had very positive experiences, but some of them weren't. I've personally gone through numerous diets and programs myself before finding a sustainable way. So I understand. Almost every woman I've talked to recently had a very similar story. They said, I went through this program, I saw the scale go down, but then I ended up gaining the weight back. I tanked my metabolism and developed hormonal issues. It's really disheartening, but sometimes those experiences are really necessary to lead us down the right path. But the sad reality is that there's one thing consistently missing from all of these programs. So let's talk about that. Okay, no matter the approach, whether it's hormone-based, whether it's macro-based, meal plans, prepackaged foods, shakes, or elimination diets, there's one common issue across all of them. While these programs may help you lose weight, build muscle, or get stronger, the truth is that none of them teach you how to sustain your results. Women often tell me, I could have maintained my results if I had stayed on, that rigid plan, if I had stayed on keto, or if I stayed on eating chicken, rice, and asparagus, but I didn't want to live like that. And honestly, you shouldn't have to. The same goes for macro tracking or using apps like MyFitnessPal. Tracking can be useful temporarily for creating awareness and getting us to our goals, but most people don't want to be married to a food scale or calorie counting apps forever. And it's not about rejecting these tools, but understanding that they're temporary interventions to help us establish direction. We all have different fitness goals. You may want to lose 50 pounds. Maybe you want to lose 10 pounds. Maybe you want to look really fit, toned, and defined. Maybe you want to deadlift twice your body weight, or maybe you just want to live to 100. But we should all share the same long-term objective, which is to sustain your results without feeling like a prisoner to the process. And that's what's really missing from a lot of these programs that are out there. They don't teach you how to maintain your progress in a way that allows you to enjoy your life. Maintaining your results shouldn't mean following rigid meal plans forever or constantly worrying about carbs, sugar, or calorie counts. What's needed is a sustainable approach that supports living your life on your terms, being able to enjoy travel, date nights, family dinners, and occasional treats without guilt. The reason this piece is missing is simple. Maintenance isn't sexy. Okay. What do I mean by maintenance? Maintenance means maintaining your weight, maintaining your results. It doesn't create the same dopamine rush the way transformation pictures do, with promises of rapid fat loss or muscle gain. Quick fixes and drastic transformations is really what catches people's attention. And I'm not going to lie, I use transformation photos all the time. But smart people, like many of you here, know that the real success lies in finding a way to maintain your results. You know, I've had lots of women in our program that have done programs before in the past that were really rigid, really like unsustainable. You know, they saw really fast results, but almost like 99% of them all gained the weight back. And when they think about like, what am I going to do to, you know, lose the weight again? The last thing that they want to do is that program again. Okay. I've had people say to me, like, I feel sick about even trying to go back to that program. And so women, smart women, like many of you here, really want to find a way that they can sustain and maintain their results forever. And that's why our Frenza Fit clients are special. They've been through other programs and they're tired of the cycle. They want to learn how to truly live to maintain the results while enjoying life, traveling, having family dinners, and not feeling trapped by a diet or routine, not feeling trapped by, oh, I can't go out to dinner tonight because, you know, I can't because of my diet, you know, or I'm avoiding all of these social events because of my diet. Okay, even programs that help people achieve weight loss or muscle gain don't provide the tools for life beyond that diet phase. Many women complete these programs without learning how to transition to a lifestyle where they can maintain the results without the rigid rules. This is a major flaw in the diet industry, especially with programs like Jenny Craig. They create a dependency on prepackaged foods. But you shouldn't have to rely on buying some specific products just to maintain your progress. So how do we teach our clients to maintain the results? Through our Frenza Fit program, it goes beyond helping you reach your goals. We focus on what happens after the fat loss phase. This is where most programs stop. But we continue to support you through the third phase, which is all about sustainability. Okay, so this phase is called Sustain, where we help you learn how to live a lifestyle you love while maintaining your results. You know, you lose your weight. Who wants to go and do all that work to lose the weight when in fact, like, they don't know how to maintain it? It's about understanding your body, listening to your needs, and having a foundation of healthy habits that serve you for the rest of your life. We use tools like tracking or meal planning as short-term interventions to guide you. But our goal is for you to eventually take over and become self-sufficient. That's the difference with our approach, is that we prioritize empowering you to become self-reliant. Okay. Our goal is not for our clients to be in our program forever. We teach you how to manage your health and fitness and nutrition without needing a coach or a program forever. We aim for you to be able to stop tracking food or still to keep your results. Our clients learn how to maintain the results while living a full, vibrant life. That means enjoying vacations, family meals, and celebrations, all without the fear of undoing the hard work. We, you know, some of our clients drink alcohol weekly. We don't believe in making you a prisoner to the process. Instead, we equip you to create a process you genuinely enjoy, one that fits your life. When you spent months focusing on fat loss, your body has gone through various changes that are prolonged, of calorie restriction, and along with regular exercise, that can slow down your metabolism and leave your muscles underfueled. And this is where we want to shift into a maintenance or muscle building phase, because it becomes essential that your body has time to recover, rebuild, and strengthen. Okay, so typically what happens is that when people get to their goal with other programs, they just, like, they stop doing what they were doing to get to their goal. So then they actually end up like quickly eating the way that they were before. And that's what causes them to gain a lot of the weight back. Okay. So jumping directly from fat loss and to doing nothing can result in fat gain, which is what we ultimately want to avoid. Okay. So what we want to be doing is a reverse diet. So this is why reverse dieting plays a pivotal role in bridging the gap between fat loss and maintenance to help you maintain your progress and also transition to building in a healthy, sustainable way. Okay. So let's talk about reverse dieting. Sometimes we do reverse dieting in our initial phase of our program for women that have come to us already in a dieting phase and they've become metabolically adapted. But we also need to use the reverse dieting in the final phase as well too. So reverse dieting is a method of slowly and steadily increasing your calorie intake after fat loss phase, rather than going straight from a calorie deficit to eating fewer calories, where you're eating fewer calories than you burn, to going to to maintenance calories, eating more than your body burns. So reverse dieting really involves you gradually adding calories back to your diet. This allows your body's metabolism to adjust over time, preventing fat gain while restoring energy and promoting muscle growth, okay? So the idea is to increase your calorie intake in a small amount, typically by about 100 calories a week. You do that for a couple weeks until you reach, and you start building up by that until you reach your maintenance level, which is the number of calories you need to maintain your current weight, okay? By doing it this way, we're giving your metabolism the chance to wake up and adapt without overwhelming it with an immediate surge of calories, which can cause weight gain and fat gain, okay? During a fat loss phase, your metabolism slows down as your body is adapting to lower calorie intake. This is what is known as metabolic adaptation. So reverse dieting helps bring your metabolism back and up to speed by gradually increasing your calorie intake, allowing your body to burn more calories at rest. So it is a very strategic approach that we take. It's not just about bringing up your calories. We also need to make sure that your protein intake is adequate enough. But one of the biggest fears after dieting is regaining the fat that you work so hard to lose. By increasing your calories slowly, reverse dieting helps prevent that rapid fat gain. And instead of your body storing excess calories as fat, it has the time to use those calories for energy and muscle repair, okay? Now, the other thing that needs to be adjusted. So sorry, let me check here to see if any of you have any questions so far. Cindy is saying yes. Hi, Cindy. Thanks for joining me today. If you guys have any other questions, do you guys have any questions so far about what I'm saying? If you do, just pop it in the comment section. So actually, I want to ask, how many of you that are watching live right now have actually gone on a diet, lost the weight, and gained it back? Just pop a comment, yes, in the comment section that this has happened to me before. And just pop it in the comment section if this has happened to you before. How many of you feel frustrated that you've done programs before in the past, and you've gotten to your weight, but these programs, you felt a prisoner to that program, that in only way that you were able to maintain those results is if you did, that restrictive approach to nutrition? Okay, so Cindy's saying yes many times. Okay, so this is why, like, a lot of people come to us and, we have a very, like, concrete framework of how we take our clients through our program. And they're like, okay, how long is this going to take me? And yes, this is going to take longer than maybe what you've done before in the past. But here's the thing, you're going to maintain those results afterwards. You're not going to gain the weight back afterwards. And the issue is that people don't have, like, it's basically people have a weight maintenance problem. And so this is why we spend the time in our third phase of our program. We just don't get you to your goal and be like, congratulations, see you later. No, We are now like, now let's do the work to teach you how to maintain your results. You worked so hard to get here. Let's teach you how to maintain this so that you know how to do this for the rest of your life. That's so important. Like we get to our goal and we're like, you know, let's put up our hands and there's no more work to done. No, the hardest part is maintaining it. So this is why we need to do this reverse diet at the end. Figure out what your maintenance calories are. And the other thing that needs to be adjusted during this phase as we transition you from fat loss to maintenance is that we also need to adjust your training. So during your fat loss phase, because your energy level is low, because you have less calories coming in, you may not be lifting as heavy as you normally would, or you have the potential to. So when we go into a maintenance phase, what we're pushing also too is to helping you strength train with heavier weights to promote that muscle growth. Okay, so by pairing the right training with your reverse diet, you maximize your ability to gain muscle while minimizing fat gain. So, you know, we're not like the training that you're doing also needs to change. You know, we're not simply lifting lighter weights. When we're having more energy in our body, we have the ability to lift heavier. And when we have the ability to lift heavier, guess what that means? We're building muscle. Okay, so we really need to pair the nutrition with the strength training so that it is optimized during this time frame. Okay. The other thing that needs to happen is we need to track your progress. Another thing that I see people doing is like they track their progress in their fat loss phase. They go to like post fat loss, they stop tracking their progress. No, we need to continue to track your progress. And what I mean by that is that we want to be tracking, weighing yourself, your inches. You want to be tracking things during your reverse dieting, you know, weighing yourself regularly and paying attention to how your clothes fit. While some weight gain is natural during this phase due to the increased muscle mass, keeping an eye on your progress ensures that you're gaining muscle rather than fat. Okay, we want to adjust your calorie intake accordingly based on your results. So this is why it's important to have a coach guide you through this process, is because we're monitoring how your body is responding. You know, are we gaining weight too quickly? Then we're reversing too quickly. You know, are we noticing, like, what does the body look like? What does the body composition look like? Now, depending on the goal of that individual client, we might actually suggest going into a calorie surplus, meaning that client is eating more calories than maintenance to help them build even more muscle mass. Okay, so it really depends on what the client wants. You know, if the client is like, you know what, I want to put on as much muscle as possible, then we would put them beyond a maintenance. We would put them into a calorie surplus, because a calorie surplus, we would have more energy and fuel that the body needs to actually build more muscle mass. Okay. And so we would do the same thing, like increasing the calories by about 100 calories a week to avoid that excess fat gain. But most of our clients, depending on, you know, what their goals are, they want to just get to maintenance calories. So, but even at maintenance calories, we will have the ability to build lean muscle. But for some clients, they really want to have the opportunity to go into a strategic muscle building phase. Then we would guide them through a caloric surplus. So once we've reached your maintenance calories and we've spent several weeks weighing and tracking your food at maintenance calories, now it's time to practice intuitive eating. How we recommend doing this is that, first of all, we recommend that our clients take photos of their meals, like how does your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner, and your snack look like? Like take a variety of different photos of different meals that you're eating. This will give you something to reference back to while you practice intuitive eating. So what that means is we're taking away the scale, we're taking away tracking. We're now using our skills that we've developed as we worked with you during phase 1 and phase 2. You know, we're eyeballing portion sizes at this moment, and we practice intuitive eating. So we do that for 2 weeks. Then we might come back to like weighing your food for a couple days, and then we continue to practice intuitive eating. We might suggest that during this time frame, as we monitor your progress, so like doing your measurements, your weight, and all of that kind of thing, that we see basically, where you're at. If you're intuitive eating and you're maintaining your results at maintenance, then we know that you've got this, right? And then we put together a plan in place for you of like what does your lifestyle look like? At this point in time, we've practiced like maybe a vacation. We've practiced like going out to restaurants. Like we've practiced a lot of this in phase 1 and phase 2. So when our clients are in phase 3, they have a lot of these habits and skills in place that we've already taught them to have complete lifestyle integration. Okay, maybe at this point, it might be like, okay, I want to include a glass of wine weekly. Like, so really knowing how to create a plan and a lifestyle that works best for you. The other thing that we suggest that we're doing is that our clients, as they've worked with us during phase 1 and phase 2, they've developed a roster of go-to recipes that they enjoy, that their family enjoy, and they continue to make these recipes even when they're in maintenance, because what they know is that by creating these recipes that they love, they know that they're getting the right amount of protein in their diets. So moving forward, at this point, because they have done all the work in meal planning and meal prepping, and they can go back to these tried and true recipes that they know are packed with protein to help them ensure that they are continuously reaching their protein intake as they continue to eat intuitively. Okay. So we would actually practice this and monitor this for at least a couple months. And during this time frame, we practice, continue to practice things like dining out, birthday parties, maybe going to a vacation, whatever the case may be. What we are doing before our clients graduate from our program in this final phase is teaching them how to maintain their results, creating a lifestyle that works for them and their family, so that they really know how to sustain their results forever. And so typically, this is what we do in the final phase. We solve this big issue of how do we maintain our results afterwards. Okay, we solve this for you so that you never have to do another program ever again. This is literally the program that you'll ever have to do, because we've taught you not only how to get to your goals, we've guided you through there, but we've also taught you how to maintain your results afterwards, okay? So this path to freedom and sustainability takes time, it takes effort, but it's worth it. It's an investment with long-term rewards. We all want a life where we feel good, look good, and can enjoy our experiences to the fullest. That's why at Frenza Fit, we don't just help you reach your goals, we show you how to maintain them for a lifetime. So I want to thank you all for being here today and showing up and listening to me. I look forward to continuing to support you on this journey, helping you reach your goals, and more importantly, maintaining them for long term. If you have any questions or you want to learn more about how our one-on-one coaching program can help you finally find freedom in your health and fitness journey, I'm here to help. You can schedule a free strategy call with me. We can figure out, what you're currently doing right now. It can tell you why it's not working, what's holding you back, and how we can ultimately help you. So you can just send me a quick message if you're interested in that. Let's get started on creating the life you deserve, one where you can enjoy every moment without sacrificing your results. So thank you, ladies, for your time today. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can pop it in the comments section, or you can send me a message via Messenger. Again, I'm very sorry for being late today, but I love doing this. I will be back again. You're welcome, Cindy. You're welcome. I really appreciate that. And if you have any questions, Cindy, just send me a message. I think we've been messaging through Messenger anyways. Next week, I am going to be doing another live. So I do the live webinars weekly. That's a benefit of being part of this community, is that I'm teaching you things every week. Next week, we are going to talk about, on the 31st, which is Halloween, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, how to stop late night snacking or weekend binge eating. Another big problem that I see, another common issue that a lot of you are going through. So I'm going to talk to you about how we can stop that. So please join me next week, Thursday. Of course, if you can't join me, the replays are all in the group. So if you want to find more information, I'm going to show this to you. I've done this many times and also in the welcome video as well too. But what I do want to show you is where you can find all past live webinars and trainings that I've done before in the past. So if you go into the group here and you go under guides, I have several different guides here. Okay, so this is like welcome to the group. Welcome to the group number 1, 2, and 3. If you haven't watched that, go back and watch that. Then I have recipes, live recipes that I've done. The other thing is, like, if you want to see some of our client success stories, you can go here and look at some of our client success stories here. Live trainings that I've done. So these are all the live webinars that I've done. You're going to go here. You just click on whatever one you've done. Guys, I do at least 1 or 2 a week. So there's lots of stuff here on here. And the other thing too is, like, if you want to go back and watch a live interview from several of our clients that have gone through our one-on-one coaching program, you know, like, you've got all of them over here that you can go and take a look at. And also there's some like free guides and handouts that you can go and look at as well too. Or if you want to do a workout on your own, you can go back here and watch some of the live workouts that we've done as well too. Okay, so that is it for now, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm always here, always a message away if you need anything. Have a great day. Bye for now.